Wow, look at those trees that we're walking beside.
Uh-huh.
Wow, amazing. Okay, now we're out of the trees now. Okay. Alright.
But yeah, you know, I know that you were just doing a sync up thing there, but it is cool that you can move in between the trees.
Yeah.
They,
you can't do that in a lot of modern games.
Yes, that's exactly it.
I find that annoying.
In E7, if there was you couldn't move past this trail here. There'd just be an invisible wall.
Yeah. That's... I was so hyped for Zelda Twilight Princess. And then I was like, oh my god. Look at those trailers where it's dark at night. And Link's got the lantern and he's walking in between trees and shit.
Yeah.
And then the game came out and it was just straight lines you got to walk through. And I immediately knew something was wrong.
Yeah. Just corridors.
Do you see the new
Bar.
gameplay video of
Let's talk to some people in the bar.
Final Fantasy 15?
Oh,
It's
what's
dark
that
at night
yeah.
in Final Fantasy 15 outside.
Truly dark?
Oh yeah, you got a little lantern thing.
I think,
But it's like a sexy lantern. Like
oh,
it's like
sexy way.
because that game, everyone in that game is sexy.
Mm-hmm.
They have to do everything sexy.
Yeah.
Like a group of extremely well-dressed, sexy men that got matching clothes, driving a luxury sports car, fighting monsters. And it's not like a lantern; it's like a weird flashlight that hooks onto their suit.
Huh.
It's so,
Whoa.
it's so jarring.
Yeah.
It's just hilarious. I'm gonna play it, but it's just gonna be so stupid.
Would you like to join us for a drink? Ooh. Special seed from a tree called Rhoda.
Frothy mugs of water.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
To taste some. Oh yes, let's stop in at the bar to build the world a bit. One-eyed man. Will you listen to my story? Yes, I will. I'd like some lore. I'm Donis. Lost an expensive sapphire ring that I bought for my wife. I had to look long and hard for that ring. I don't dare go home. Alright. I have it. I have a sapphire ring. Oh, whatever. Fine. Screw you.
From what I recall, you don't actually have to do anything else other than the main story in this.
Or do I? Oh no, I don't. Damn it, didn't buy it yet. Alright.
All we gotta do is frig around until we can bring a book to the other person. And then she'll tell us to go to a dungeon, am I right?
What'd you say?
All we have to do is just frig around until we get a book to bring to some woman.
Yeah, yeah.
Basically, that's just it.
Mm-hmm. Gotta talk to the Rhoda tree at some point. To do that, I need to eat his fruit, which is extremely strange. Soldier armor. He was awfully strange. He wore a black cape that emitted a pale glowing light. That's Dallas, I think. They taught. See, I like Dallas as a villain because they refer to him like just passively all throughout East 1 and 2, and then you only really encounter him right at the end. Kinda nice. You know, it's a world building thing. For like extreme foreshadowing.
It's like a Xenosaga.
That makes you see him as a real threat.
I had to play Xenosaga for about 45 hours before I met the villain. The story was absolute Star Wars prequel tier until you meet the villain. You're like, finally!
Oh.
I know what I'm supposed to do now. It only took 45 hours of messing around. They were just wasting time until they... Okay, now we got the villain. Finally. Like, I'm finally going somewhere to rescue someone in Xenosaga from the villain, and it's just... makes so much sense now. Instead of just no sense at all.
I like this because you should stop scratching.
Okay. Okay, bro. You're not the boss of me.
Well, I hear it a lot in videos. Anyway, I like this because I like how much faster this is than the it is in the remake. Going into shops.
Yeah, I like the menus in this way better.
It's like bam.
I know. Look how fast this is.
Yeah.
Yeah. The worst thing about Xenosaga now is that now, 40 hours into it, that I finally have a handle of the battle system. I guess it's different in Xenosaga 2.
Oh, really?
God damn it. You don't just make an RPG with 5 different points that you get after a fight ends. You get TP, SP, EP, and XP. And they all...
God.
And all... Everyone has a different menu, and it's so carefully hidden to make it hard to use.
This game is the opposite. This is you can't allocate your own stats because you only have like 3. Let's see how many stats we have. Yeah, we have 3 stats. And you level up by bumping into enemies.
Yeah, in a Xenosaga, TP tech points lets you increase the individual statistics of each character. You can increase their stats by dumping TP into them. You can increase the speed of attacks to get them into a higher speed slot so that you can use them more often in fights.
Okay,
you can use EP, ether points, lets you evolve ethers, learn new ethers on the ether tree, or transfer ethers to other characters. SP is skill points. That's different. That lets you use skill points to extract skills from items so you can have the skill without the item equipped.
Wait, the Thieves Hideout are they talking? Yeah. Very smart. If there's anything you don't understand, go to the Thieves Hideout and they may help you.
Could you imagine if every item that you got in this game was a string of numbers and letters?
Yeah,
It was impossible to understand.
Well, see...
Why did they do that in Xenosaga? Every item is just a bunch of numbers, just to sound futuristic.
Well, yeah, that... Xenosaga sounds like a lot, but see, in this game, you have this thing called mana, that allows you to shoot a fireball.
Wow.
And you have a limited amount, and it refills when you leave, when you enter a town. It's very complex, so I still don't understand it.
The characters in Xenosaga, in the middle of a battle, can jump into a robot, pilot the robot, but if the robot dies, they die inside it. And the only place to heal a robot is at a shop. You can't heal it yourself.
Oh, this is Jeva, this is an important character. Important old lady sitting in a house. Gotta do something somewhere. And... go to the shrine, yeah.
In the middle of fighting, during the battles in Xenosaga, you develop BP.
Bips?
BP is boost points.
Oh.
And if you get
oh yeah, that boost thing.
If you get boost points, if you get enough boost points, you can hold R1.
Yeah.
And when you're holding R1, a little symbol will come up for each character's head. You can select the one you want, and then they get a boosted turn. So they get the next turn in the turn chain, but the enemy can boost too, and they can boost you out.
Oh.
And every turn has a little slot machine, right? So each turn has a different slot effect. Like, so some turns have added damage, some turns have added money, some turns have added EP. The elements are like F, I, G, B, and M.
I don't remember that. Is that invisible?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's like a...
Wait. How don't you know if it's invisible?
There's a Gnosis.
Gnosis.
There's Gnosis. Enemy types are like Gnosis, biological, and mechanical.
Uh-huh.
And element types are F, I, and L or something. And attacks are either near...
yes.
Attacks are either near, far, straight, line, slash, beam.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look at an item or a skills information box, it's like a big string of words like slash, near, hit, spirit, L, 20% E attack damage on BGM enemies.
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta decipher this shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that feel. This series eventually adds, I think light, strong, and projectile attacks.
Oh, yeah.
Very confusing.
Oh, jeez. That's horrible.
You gotta figure out which enemies are weak against what, and it's terrifying.
See, in Xenosaga, you don't have time to figure out what the enemy's weak to. You'll just die. You don't have time to figure out how to fight anything. Because things do so much damage. And poison will, take out half your health per turn. It's nonsense.
Oh yeah, I hate powerful poison that can kill you. It's just, it's so broken. Like, it's so obviously broken. You might as well just use that to
So,
attack.
if you were Monolith Soft, why would you bust your ass coming up with all these systems for Xenosaga, and then completely drop it in Xenosaga 2? So that anyone who finally learned how to play, can't do it in Xenosaga 2?
Well, like,
What's the point?
complex games are fun sometimes.
Well, then they just got rid of it in Xenosaga 2. I have Xenosaga 2 here, ready to go once I beat Xenosaga 1.
Here's the thieves. The
And then
secret
if I
hideout.
beat that, I'll just borrow Xenosaga 3 from you. Because for some reason, that's the only one you have. It's the
yeah.
third one.
See, it's interesting. My mom, who knows nothing about video games, tried picking up some PS2 games, just at a flea market, and she picked Xenosaga and Devil May Cry 3.
The Xenosaga 3.
Xenosaga 3 and Devil May Cry 3.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Yeah, she just has inherently good taste, I guess. What do you want, young man? A scruffy old guy with handlebar mustache. Stinking louses. What the hell? What do you mean we're a pack of stinking louses? I didn't say that! You know, for a silent protagonist, Adol is kind of a dick.
Well, you only need one more letter to make him Hitler. Adolf.
Well, yeah, I guess so.
His name is Adol Christen.
Uh-huh. Christian. I wonder if that's like a misspelling or a mistranslation of Christian.
It probably is.
Like,
Adol Christen is a misspelling of a real name, Adolf Christian. So I'm suspecting it was a mistranslation, but they just kept it.
Yeah.
Like in in Final Fantasy VI, you beat that, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember that town where there was that character who was pregnant, and she has her baby at the end during the credit scene? Yeah, her name was Katerin.
Katerin. Yeah.
Katerin, but it's supposed to be like Katrina. I just thought that was funny.
Katerin.
Like, imagine if your daughter's name was Katerin. Katerin. Okay. Katerin?
Yeah.
What the hell's that?
You know, I honestly think now that we're getting futuristic, it's time to come up with future names. That like coming up with names that are all vowels is a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
Like Yuye and Yayo and Awe and Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa! And stuff like that.
Yay.
No one did that before. The Japanese haven't tapped into that well of gold yet.
Into that pot of gold.
No, it's a well of gold.
Oh.
It's a well filled with gold. Just solid gold though, so it's hard to mine it out. Need like a shovel made of claria ore.
Made of aurichalcum.
Yeah.
What is aurichalcum? I see it in like every game. Like aurichalcum ore. Is aurichalcum a real like ore?
Hold on.
Is it a corundum?
Been seeing some goons in the village recently. Oh
Wait,
no.
what? In the villages?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Some
People
goons.
from something awful.
Some goons. Darm Tower.
Darm Tower.
That Darm Tower.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
You know, it's interesting. Darm is the main villain that's sort of fused with the Black Pearl and shit like that. That he's one of those villains that just had a name as soon as he was born. It's like in Origin they show you like how he started, and not gonna spoil who it is in case anyone's like invested in the plot of these games that like the name on his text box just changes to Derm.
Oh.
Yeah, and he never brings it up, so it's just Derm from that point on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that like how
Yes.
in Hakuto no Ken Zero, the anime movie for Fist of the North Star that came out I think in 2006? One character, who you think is a male named Dan, takes off her hat to reveal that she's a woman named Dan, but it's written Danne.
Oh.
But it's pronounced the same.
Okay.
I'm Dan. Like that always confused me. He was Dan until he took off his hat, revealing his hair, so that he was Dan. Danne. What?
That shit is like, it's
What's
so
that?
it's such a video game thing. Like, you have somebody who transforms, and then he's like, now I am Derm. Okay.
Like but the name was Dan before and after the gender change. It just changed the
Yeah,
spelling.
that's even worse.
No one could see the spelling when they were talking.
Yeah, but
it could have been Dana or something, but they just left it Dan with two N's and an E.
Yeah, but
instead of just DAN.
At least he changed forms. Like some aspect of his being changed. Like, this guy just he became more powerful, and then he just decided to call himself Derm.
Oh, I'm Derm now.
Yeah, but he didn't say it. He was called Derm.
Like
so
at the I'm gonna spoil the new rebooted Castlevania universe here. Everyone knows Gabriel Belmont's Dracula by now, right? Like from the new Lords of Shadow.
Why, yes.
You know. Anyway, at the end he just calls himself Dracul. And I don't know why. I was just thinking why, like, why would you just come up with that name? It's like, I'm so different now, I need to change my name.
There's also a Zemus and Zeromus.
Yeah.
I am now called Zeromus.
It's strange because it sounds like Zemus. It's like Zemus, the wizard, the Lunarian wizard at the end of Final Fantasy IV, like turns into the gigantic space anomaly monster, massive meat Zeromus. And it's close to Zemus.
But it didn't exist before that.
Yeah.
So he just came up with a name on the spot.
Yeah.
I still don't know what the hell the villain of East 1 is. Like, Origin doesn't really...
Doesn't it just end? Or something?
Well, it has dark fact. He's fact, but he's dark. So...
Wasn't it fucked, originally?
It's probably pronounced fucked, but they didn't translate it that way because that wouldn't work.
It's like a... the main character from
I didn't even read his shit.
The main character from Power Stone in the Japanese version was called Fokker.
Power Stone? Fokker?
Yeah, the main character was Fokker in the Japanese version of Power Stone. But they had to change it because Fokker is just... it sounds normal in Japanese, and Fokker is a real name. But you just can't have kids saying Fokker all the time in English. So they changed it. I can't remember what they changed it to.
Oh, yeah. I can't believe I had to talk to this guy so many times. Jeez. Now what am I doing? I think I'll go back to the town, see if they have Book 1 of Ys.
Do you have
I'll need that to get
to
the shrine.
Excuse me, do you have the most important item in our universe in stock? Well, yes. Oh, I have it right here. Yeah. That's like the Holy Grail. Look, do you have the Holy Grail? Oh, yes, I do here. I have. Wow. Look, I have it.
Well, I got a hankering for one East book. And grab that shit from somebody. No, somebody in this field's got one. in this adventure field has one of these.
This is the town field, not the adventure field. This is the adventure field.
Yeah, this is adventure. Those adventure enemies popping around, giving me experience. Not a big fan. There's a lot of walking back and forth between the two towns in this game too.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Just gotta go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
In the second one, there's like 8 towns, and it's all good because there's one between each dungeon. It's all it plays out like a proper adventure.
An adventure proper.
Yeah, adventure proper. I still don't have enough freaking gold for anything, except a sword. Guess we'll grab one of those.
You don't have a sword yet?
There's also very few equipments in general. There's I think 4 swords, like these 3, and then something else, and same amount of armor, and some items that are only used for quests. I'll buy a shield. No, I can't buy a shield. Wait, why didn't... Ah, God. I don't know what I'm doing. Buy. Shit.
Oh, look at katana.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that wasn't called a samurai sword. Or a Japanese sword. Yes.
Oh, wait, we can change the speed? Fast speed.
Wow.
Yeah. That's silky smooth 60 FPS.
60 fips.
Okay, oops. Equipment.
I mean...
Okay, we're all good. I guess, whatever.
When you tend to play a game, do you move a lot?
Yeah.
Do things move on? Do a lot of things move on the screen?
Mm-hmm.
Then, scientifically speaking, wouldn't you want 60 frames? Something easy on the eyes instead of hard.
Yeah, but it's... See, we want video
it's
games...
It's not a movie. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, but video games aren't their own medium. They have to emulate movies.
Oh. Oh.
Ah, people actually think that.
Oh, what?
God, it's annoying.
See, a movie can be whatever frame rate it wants, right? Because it's pre-recorded, and it's designed to be filmed on a camera that works with those frames, right? So it doesn't look like shit. Like, it won't look like shit no matter how you record it. It'll just look different. A game will look like shit if it's running at like 20 frames per second, no matter what it is.
Oh, yeah.
That being said, I prefer my movies in classic frame rate, just because it's what I'm used to, but...
I literally have to grind. I gotta buy a sword and armor and a shield, so I've been doing the right thing this whole time.
That's so original. What a good game idea.
I know. I need to be fully equipped to adventure. And in order to be equipped, I gotta adventure. So, you know, whether I like it or not, I'm gonna adventure. I'm Adol Christian.
I'm an able-bodied young man.
I'm an able-bodied young... Yeah. I'm not a fact, and I'm not dark. So, I will not act like a dark fact.
No darkies, lol.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another famous Christian. Man, I wonder why aren't there more video games with protagonists like Chris Chan?
I don't know. There should be.
Like, just completely pathetic and removed from the real world.
And I don't know if the viewer's seen that yet, or knows what that is.
I'd like to assume, but yeah, he is the main character of the internet. That's how I'd like to describe
Just
him.
look up Christian Weston Chandler. He always spells it CWC, like his full name. He's really proud of it, of Ruckersville, Virginia. He says Ruckersville, Virginia, in like every video he's in.
Yeah.
It's really important that he's from there. Anyway, yeah,
his new stuff is the aftermath, so it's not.
Yeah, it's not.
I wouldn't recommend looking at that at first.
Like I remember Chris Chan during the glory days, and during remember Liquid Chris and all the different trolls that just kept popping up, causing complete nightmares for him.
Yeah.
And then his dad died, and he just went right off the deep end. They never returned. Like, he was an extremely bigoted, racist idiot for so long, and then it became popular not to be, so he completely forgot about it, and now he's a woman. Now he identifies as a woman. So it's just whatever's popular. I don't know. Like, he made a video asking Axe body deodorant not to market it to gay men. He made a video pleading to them not to do that.
I know. It's unbelievable.
And now he identifies as like a transgendered woman. I just don't know what. It's all in the span of like 2 years.
It's not just transgender though. He calls himself a tomboy or a tom girl. 'Cause it's the it's like the opposite of a tomboy. So he's just he wants to be a guy that acts like a girl because he failed to be a man, and he acknowledges that, like with completely straight faced. So now he, I guess maybe he considers himself transgendered now because people convinced him that he does.
Well,
I don't know, like
he's made. I think you consider yourself physically a woman if you've made porn of yourself from the point of view of you being the woman. I think. Because he's
porn
got.
of yourself. Yeah, I guess so.
He made like a. Don't look this up, but he made like porn of himself, but like a woman's style, like it. I don't know. It'd be like if I wore women's clothing and ran around like feeling my chest. Trying to pretend that I was a woman in my own porn video.
Yeah.
I think you're probably bordering on thinking that you're transgendered or something, because I don't know how you're supposed to do that and still be straight.
I can't believe it. I can't believe saying this now, but I still believe he's straight. Like, there's no way he's gay, in my opinion, in my eyes.
Well, I already said before, I think he's just doing what's popular.
He's really, really confused.
He's just doing whatever's popular now.
He's got the mind of a baby, and he's really confused, and he doesn't know how to get laid.
Well, people on the internet just keep making it worse. Originally, he wasn't that bad.
Yeah,
and then people just kept trolling him until he just turned into some kind of monster. It got worse and worse and worse as the years went on.
Because before then, he had no exposure to the real world. He was in his mid-20s, and this was the beginning of the saga where, I don't know why, but the 4chan was just obsessed with this guy. In his mid-20s, it was working on a comic called Sonichu. It's like a crossover of Sonic and Pikachu.
With a really strange racist and Christian undertones.
Well into his 30s.
Yeah.
Well into 30 years of age. He believed that he could make a proper, like, successful franchise out of Sonichu. This idea that he's had since he was like 14 or something. It's unbelievable.
And all these strange, scary, racist update videos didn't help. He made
yeah.
racist, sexist update videos on nothing.
With no
on
darkies.
No progress. Just,
no darkies.
No
stay
darkies.
Straight, that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Just look it up.
It's like it's I don't feel bad for the guy really, because it's just it's too absurd to really relate with.